Good morning and welcome to another episode of Mr. Bennett's History Minutes. Today I'm at Fort Defiance, the late 18th century and early 19th century home of General William Lenoir, who was a captain during the American Revolution for first Surry County and then Wilkes County. We're in Caldwell County here today, but during Lenoir's lifetime this was Surry and then Wilkes during the time he was here. The house was constructed between 1788 1792, finished in 91, or they moved in 91, finally finished it up and furnished it in 92. The addition over there was added in 1823. Great site out here, just a little bit north of Lenoir, North Carolina, kind of between Lenoir and Wilkesboro, a little bit closer on the Lenoir side. Makes sense because it's, the town of Lenoir is named for the general. So great site here. Today I'm going to play y'all a couple fiddle tunes. This first one here is Soldier's Joy. It dates back to the 1760s. And I'm playing a version of it that was annotated by a captain in Washington's army from Delaware named George Bush. Not related to the modern day George Bushes that we know, as far as we know anyway. But his annotations, he took his fiddle with him and annotations, but notations that he made, writing down how the notes sounded to him, give us an idea of what that tune was like during that period. It's a little different than the modern version of Soldier's Joy that we hear, and you may hear some differences there, and you might hear the similarities as well. But here it goes. Playing my gut-strung fiddle here today. I've got a clip-in bow that I made. Eventually I'm going to get a hold of, a good period Baroque bow, but this is my idea of what somebody here in the backcountry might have been able to fashion together if, say, their store-bought bow that they got from Cross Creek had broken. But make sure we tune her up. Probably made a poor decision sitting in the sunshine, but it's too pretty of a day to sit in the shade. So here is Soldier's Joy, as best as I can play it. And that is the Soldier's Joy. There are probably words to the tune. Actually, there are words to it somewhere out there, but it's primarily a fiddle tune, and that's how Bush wrote it down in the 1770s and 80s when he was traveling around with Washington's army. Got that from the Fiddle Tunes from the American Revolution. You can get this from the Colonial Music Institute. David and Ginger Hildebrand head that up and do an excellent job. Let's see, this was put together by Kate Van Winkle Keller, I think back in the 90s. I believe she is sadly departed. But there's great notation in here, of the tunes. It's put into, it's taken from the manuscript that was carried around by Captain Bush. And there's notes in the back for each tune showing other ways, or other versions of the tune from the period, and the history of each tune in there. So great source. They've got a bunch of different books. This is what I've primarily been using over the past year that I've gotten into 18th century music. So thanks for watching, and I'll have you some more tunes on here soon as well, hopefully. So take care.